So in the last class we have seen the EMF equation of an synchronous generator. Okay. So the synchronous generator EMF equation there are a lot of arrangements done to avoid the shining of the board. I think at one corner there is a shine on the board, is it? At right top corner?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Still some arrangements have to be done. Okay, today we'll start. Tomorrow class I'll be completely closing the things. Okay. So we have seen the EMF equation of the synchronous generator. That was E is equals to 2.22 F phi into Z, or E is equals to 2.22 F, sorry, 2.22, 4.44 F phi into T, where Z were conductors per phase, number of conductors per phase, and T are number of turns per phase. Okay, volts, this will be in volts. Okay, this EMF induced given by this equation is in concentrated winding. Okay, this is in concentrated winding. Okay, it is in concentrated winding. But generally we don't use concentrated winding in the construction of alternator or synchronous generator, because concentrated winding will not yield us the sinusoidal voltage. Okay, if we use, we'll see what is concentrated winding and what is distributed winding. Okay, so this equation of induced EMF is giving us the EMF induced in the winding in concentrated winding and full pitched winding. Full pitched winding. Okay, so what do you mean by full pitch, what do you mean by concentrated, and what do you mean by distributed, and what is meant by short pitch? Okay, we'll see. So what is the problem with concentrated and full pitch winding is we don't get the induced EMF sinusoidal in nature if we use concentrated and full pitch winding. So we don't use generally full pitch and concentrated winding in our synchronous generators. Okay, so generally the type of winding what we use in synchronous generator, armature winding, is generally armature winding in synchronous generator is distributed and short pitch. Generally it is distributed and short pitch winding. We don't use concentrated and full pitch winding in. Okay, because with this we get non-sinusoidal EMF induced. With this we get non-sinusoidal EMF induced. Okay. So if I want pure sinusoidal voltage to be induced or EMF to be induced, then I should be using distributed and short pitch winding. Okay. It will be distributed and short pitch winding. Now first we will see what is a distributed winding, and first we will see what is concentrated winding. Then we will get to know automatically what is distributed winding. Okay. Now suppose the number of conductors are say 20. So number of conductors per phase are say 20, not 20, it will be number of conductors, total number of conductors in armature, Z total be 60. Okay, I have 4-pole generator. I have a 4-pole generator. So number of conductors, total number of conductors in armature, Z is the conductors per phase. Total number of conductors in armature are 60. Okay. Therefore, conductors per phase is equals to Z total divided by 3. That is 60 by 3, I get 20. So ZPH is equals to 20. Okay. So what is concentrated winding is, concentrated winding is, okay, a winding is said to be concentrated winding if, okay, if number of slots per pole per phase is equals to 1. Number of slots per pole per phase is equals to 1. See, all the number of conductors are distributed into number of phases. So the total number of conductors are 3 times the number of conductors in each phase. Okay. Now if I take conductors per phase, all the conductors per phase are distributed among the number of poles. Okay. So not that I have 20 conductors, I keep all these 20 conductors in one slot of the stator. I don't do that, because each pole must have to carry equal number of conductors per phase. So if number of slots per pole per phase equal to 1, what does it mean? You know, under one pole, if the slots for each phase is only 1. Now if I have to draw the diagram for this. Okay. You remember this condition. Okay. Slightly I will wipe out this. I need more space. Now what is concentrated winding? Concentrated winding if slots per pole per phase is equals to 1. Okay. So now I have 4-pole machine. Okay. So I have 4-pole N, S, N, and yes. It is true with cylindrical rotor also. Okay, don't think that it is true only with salient pole rotor. Now this is the shaft. Okay, now I have a 4-pole machine and I have a stator for this. Okay, I have stator. Okay, and inside the stator I have to punch the number of slots. So what is the space of one pole? The space of one pole is this. Okay, so in this space of air gap, okay, north pole will be having its influence. In this space of air gap, this south pole will be having its influence. In this space of air gap, this north pole will be having its influence. In this space of air gap, this south pole will be having its influence. So the space in which a field pole having its influence is called one pole pitch. Okay, so what is pole pitch? Pole pitch, space where a field pole have its effect. And pole pitches are rotating because rotor wheels are rotating. All the poles are rotating means what? See this space, okay, this from this point to this point, this north pole is having its effect in the air gap and its effect on the conductors in the stator. Now when this pole rotates, this space will also rotate, but the area will remain same. The pole pitch will remain same. That is, this is the geometrical pole pitch. When I go to pitch factor, I will tell what is geometrical pole pitch and what is electrical pole pitch. Okay. So now here, what as per the concentrated winding, slots per pole per phase will be equal to 1. Under each pole, there is only one slot for each phase. That's it. Now I have one slot for R phase, okay, one slot for B phase, and one slot for, let this be Y phase and B phase. Okay, here also I have one slot for R phase, one slot for Y phase, one slot for B phase. Okay. Okay, so this is R, Y and B. Here also I have one slot for R phase, one slot for Y phase and one slot for B phase. R, Y and B. Okay. So likewise I have one slot for R phase, one slot for Y phase, one slot for B phase. R, Y and B. Now the number of conductors per phase are 20. Number of conductors per phase are 20 here. Now these 20 conductors are to be placed in all the slots those are allocated for R phase. Okay. All the 20 conductors per phase should be placed in all the slots, okay, allocated in for each phase. Now how many slots are there for each phase? There is one slot under one north pole, second slot under next south pole, third slot under next north pole, fourth slot under next south pole. So there are 4 slots allocated for R phase conductors to be placed inside the slots. Okay. Now there are 20 conductors per phase. Then what will be conductors per slot? Okay. Conductors. So in R phase there are 20 conductors. In B phase there are 20 conductors. In Y phase there are 20 conductors. Okay. So conductors per slot per phase, or conductor per phase per slot. Or conductor per phase per pole. It is better. Conductors per phase per pole is equals to 20 divided by 4. There are 4 poles. Conductors per phase per pole, 20 by 4 is equals to 5. Now how many slots are there available for R phase conductors in one pole? Only one slot. Okay. So all these conductors per pole per phase, all the conductors per pole per phase are to be placed in the slots available per pole per phase. So number of slots available per pole per phase is 1. Therefore, all the conductors per pole per phase should be placed in only one slot. So R phase slot will carry 5 conductors. R phase slots will carry 5 conductors. Remaining, now out of 25 I have placed in this north pole. Remaining 5 I will be placing in next south pole. Next 5, this will be R, because as per the rotation R, Y, and this will be B. This will be R, Y, and this will be B. Okay. Let us take the clockwise rotation. Then 5 conductors here, then remaining 5 conductors here. Okay. This type of winding is called concentrated winding. Okay. R phase conductors, all the R phase conductors per pole are placed in only one slot. So all the conductors per pole per phase. Okay, because there are 3 phases. Therefore per pole there should be equal number of conductors in each phase. So all the conductors per pole in that particular phase, okay, in that particular phase are placed in only one slot. All the conductors are concentrated in only one slot per pole per phase. This is called concentrated winding. This is called concentrated winding. Okay. Now similarly, I will get for Y phase 5 conductors, B phase 5 conductors, here also 5, here also 5, 5, now count the number of conductors. 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 15, 30 plus 15, 45 plus 15, 60. So total number of conductors in stator are 60, in armature are 60. This type of winding is called concentrated winding. So with this what will happen is, the EMF induced per pole per phase will not be sinusoidal. If you actually see the nature of EMF induced with this, it will be, I want this kind of induced EMF. Okay, that is the requirement. But induced EMF will be of this nature. Okay, the average voltage available over a period of time is very less. Okay, the average voltage available over a period of time is very less, because see, there is a considerable amount of zero crossing here. Like this. Okay, so there is lot of zero values in each cycle. Therefore, if you take the average value per half cycle, it is very less when compared to the pure sinusoidal waveform. And this kind of waveform is non-sinusoidal waveform. Only this waveform is pure sinusoidal. Only this waveform is pure sinusoidal. Anything other than this shape is non-sinusoidal. So this is non-sinusoidal waveform, which will carry large amount of harmonics in this. Okay, you don't understand much about harmonics, what it means, you just remember this term, because harmonics and frequency components you will understand only after Fourier series analysis, okay, which you study in third semester in mathematics, I think. Okay, so this kind of winding structure is not suitable for me, is not feasible, is not desirable. So I don't use concentrated winding. Now if I use this kind of concentrated winding, then the induced EMF will be non-sinusoidal. Okay, and all the EMF or the total EMF induced per pole per phase is the algebraic sum of EMF induced in all the conductors. Because see, all the conductors are cutting the flux created by this north and south pole simultaneously. Okay, if you consider the flux cut by the so all 5 conductors per slot are cutting the flux simultaneously. When this slot sweep, or when the flux created by this north and south pole combination sweeps this slot R phase, all the 5 conductors cut the flux simultaneously. Therefore, the total EMF induced in this slot is equal to the sum of EMF induced in each conductor multiplied by number of conductors in that slot. So that will give us the total induced EMF per phase is equals to EMF induced in one conductor multiplied by total number of conductors per phase, that which already we have done now. Okay, we multiplied 2.22 F5 by Z, which is obtained by this way. Okay, so this is concentrated winding. Now for a distributed winding, if you see for a distributed winding, number of slots per pole per phase will be greater than 1. So all these conductors which are placed in one slot now gets distributed among each pole in various slots. Okay. Distributed winding. So with distributed winding, we get number of slots per pole per phase greater than 1. So to keep number of conductors per pole per phase, I get more than 1 slots. Now let us take slots per pole per phase is equals to 5. Slots per pole per phase is equals to 5. So I had slot per pole per phase is equal to 1. So I had to keep all the conductors per pole per phase which were equal to 5 in only one slot. Now I have slots per pole per phase equal to 5. I will get one slot for each conductor to place. Okay. I will not show for every pole, I will show for only one pole, okay, because it takes a lot of time. So now there are 5 slots per pole per phase. Oh, that is visible. I drew it very small. Okay, but in the video that I will share, it will be clearly visible. You can zoom if you want. Okay. So there are 5 slots for number of conductors per pole per phase. So now these slots will carry only one conductor per pole per phase. Now all the conductors per pole per phase are not put in only one slot. They are distributed among various slots under same pole, same phase. Hence we call this type of winding as distributed winding. Okay. With this distributed winding, the induced EMF is a pure sinusoidal waveform. With this distributed winding, the induced EMF is pure sinusoidal waveform. Okay. Why? Because the EMF induced per conductor or the EMF induced per phase is not equal to the sum of EMF induced or arithmetic algebraic sum of EMF induced in each conductor. Okay, it will become the vector sum. See here, the induced EMF at omega t equal to 0 is 0, at omega t equal to 1 or some theta 1 is some value, at theta 2 is some value. There is a phase difference between theta 1 and theta 2. So if I have to add the voltage, say V1 and V2, I should add those two vectorially. I should not add them algebraically, because the phase angle of theta 1 is different, phase angle of theta 2 is different. So in distributed winding, the sum of EMFs per phase in each conductor is not algebraic sum, it is vector sum. Okay. So here this is for R phase, this is for Y phase, this is for B phase. So the winding is distributed. Okay. Because I use this kind of distributed winding in generator, I should consider the effect of this distribution in winding into my EMF equation. Okay, because the EMF equation what I obtained so far is the EMF equation of a concentrated winding voltage generated. I did not take care of distribution of winding in the EMF equation as of now what I have. Okay, so the effect of this distribution of winding has to be taken into the account by considering the distribution factor. Okay, so you can take the effect of distribution of armature winding is taken into account by considering distribution factor KD, okay, into EMF equation of generator. Now I should know what is KD. I will consider, but I should know what is KD, is it? So what is KD? Distribution factor KD is the ratio of EMF induced in distributed winding to EMF induced in concentrated winding. EMF induced in distributed winding to EMF induced in concentrated winding. Okay. So the EMF induced per phase in a distributed winding is nothing but the vector sum of EMF induced in all the conductors. Whereas EMF induced in concentrated winding is nothing but the algebraic sum of EMF induced in all the conductors. And remember, algebraic sum is always greater than vector sum. Vector sum of any two quantities is always lesser than the algebraic sum of same two quantities. Okay. So this is KD is equals to vector sum of EMFs per phase per conductor. Okay. Or not per phase required because it is obviously understood per phase. Vector sum of EMF induced in all conductors divided by algebraic sum of EMFs induced in all conductors. Okay, vector sum of EMF induced in all conductors to algebraic sum of EMF induced in all conductors, and this KD will be always greater than or lesser than or equal to 1. It can never take value greater than 1. KD will be always lesser than or equal to 1, because if I use concentrated winding, voltage induced in concentrated to voltage induced in concentrated will be 1. The maximum value of KD is 1. Okay. Now what is the equation given for this KD is so KD is given by equation for KD is given by sine of n alpha by 2 divided by n sine alpha by 2. Okay. KD is sine n alpha by 2 divided by n sine alpha by 2. Now what is n and alpha here? N, number of slots per pole per phase. Alpha, okay, alpha is slot angle. Okay, slot angle in degrees. Slot angle in degrees. Now put number of slots per pole per phase equal to 1, it becomes concentrated winding. If n is 1, okay, sine 1 into alpha by 2 divided by 1 into sine alpha by 2. Sine alpha by 2 divided by sine alpha by 2 is 1. So KD will be automatically 1. Okay, then what is slot angle? Slot angle is the angle is the angle subtended at the center or at the shaft by the slots. Now I have these many number of slots. For example, this is the shaft. Okay. So slot angle is this. So this is alpha. This is slot angle. Okay. Why I should consider slot angle here is, see, I have distributed the conductors per pole per phase. So I have one conductor here, one conductor here, one conductor here, here, here. Now all these 5 conductors are say of R phase. Now what is the total EMF induced per pole in R phase? Sum of EMF induced in each conductor. Okay. But here you see the EMF induced in each conductor are not simultaneously at the same time. The EMF induced in the second conductor is after alpha degrees of first conductor. The EMF induced in third conductor is after alpha degrees of second conductor and 2 alpha degrees of first conductor. So the EMF induced in second conductor is lagging behind the EMF induced in first conductor by an alpha degrees. The EMF induced in third conductor is lagging behind second conductor by alpha and first conductor by 2 alpha. So the EMF induced in fourth conductor is lagging behind the third conductor by alpha, second conductor by 2 alpha, first conductor by 3 alpha. So when I take the phasor positions of each EMF induced in each conductor and add them, it will become a vector sum. That itself is the ratio of vector sum to algebraic sum. In concentrated winding, what has happened? You see here, in concentrated winding, all the conductors per pole per phase are in single slot. So the flux cut by whatever the slot is there, all the 5 conductors are cutting the same flux simultaneously. Therefore, the total EMF induced in this slot is equal to the sum of EMFs induced in each conductor. There is no phase difference between the EMF induced among conductors. Therefore, it becomes algebraic sum. Okay. So this is the meaning of distribution winding. And there is a derivation for this formula, but it is not there for your syllabus. I did not take for that reason. Okay. So this is all about distributed winding. Next is full pitch and short pitch winding. Okay. So distribution factor, there are various names for distribution factor. Where I had, oh no, that I think rubbed off. So distribution factor KD is also known as breadth factor, sometimes it is known as winding factor. Actually, winding factor is the product of pitch factor and distribution factor. Okay, in some books they refer it as winding factor or known as winding factor. Okay, so this is all about distribution factor and distributed winding. Now we will see pitch factor and short pitch winding. So second is pitch factor. Which is Kp. Okay. Now to understand what is pitch factor, first we should understand what is full pitch and what is short pitch coil. Okay. And before understanding what is full pitch and short pitch coil, first we should see what is coil span. Now I already have told the conductors are placed in the form of winding, in the form of coils. This is one conductor, this is second conductor. Okay, if I connect it back to back, this becomes one turn. Okay, I will clearly I will show you. So this is a conductor. Okay, if I take two conductors and I will connect back to back, okay, this will be a turn, okay, one turn. If I have such number of turns, this is a coil. Okay, so the first conductor of this coil is connected to first conductor, second conductor is connected to first conductor is connected to first conductor, second conductor is connected to second conductor, third conductor is connected to third conductor. So this may be the end connections. Okay, so this is called a coil. Now the distance between these two sides is called coil span. So these two are known as coil sides. Okay, so this is these are coil sides. Every coil has two sides. Okay, every coil has two sides. So this is one coil side, this is one coil side. So each coil side will form one conductors, number of conductors. Now if the distance between these two coil sides is called coil span. Okay, what is coil span? Okay, it is distance between or span between, okay, or spread between two coil sides is called coil span. That is called coil span. Okay, the span means the difference between 2 points. Okay, and this can be mentioned in mechanical angle or electrical angle. Okay, it can be mentioned in mechanical angle or electrical angle. Okay, for a full pitched coil, for a full pitched coil, coil span is always equals to 180 degrees electrical, is always equals to 180 degrees electrical. So what does that mean? Okay, we know that when a conductor is under the influence of one pole, it induces one half cycle which is of 180 degrees. When the conductor comes under the influence of second pole or opposite pole, it induces opposite half cycle. But generally there is no only one conductor present in the entire armature. There is a winding, there is a coil. Okay, so generally I wind the coil in such a way that if these coil sides are under north pole, I make sure that these coil sides will come under south pole. The winding will be placed in such a way that if these coil sides are placed in are coming under north pole, then these coil sides I will make sure will be under the south pole. Though the poles are rotating, but I will make sure while placing the coils itself, I will make sure. Now, if coil span has to be 180 degrees electrical, then I have various number of slots. Let us take number of slots per pole per phase equal to 2. This is R phase, this is Y phase, and this is B phase. Okay, so let us take slots per pole per phase is equals to 2. Okay, so likewise I get 6 slots here. So these 2 slots are for R phase, these 2 slots are for Y phase, these 2 slots are for B phase. Okay. So now, if the coil span has to be 180 degrees or full pitch, then if I place one coil side here, suppose I place this conductor 1, now I have conductor 1, conductor 2, conductor 3, 4, 5, 6. If conductor 1 is placed here, then it has to be connected to conductor 4. Okay, I will take, there are 3 here, I will take suppose only 2. Okay, so there is conductor 1, conductor 2, 3, 4. Now the distance between this should be 180 degrees, this should be 180 degrees, electrical, that is very much important. Okay, so now if I place conductor 1 in the first slot of this north pole, it has to be connected to the conductor 2 which has to be placed in the conductor 3 which has to be placed in the first slot of south pole. Okay, then conductor 3 is now connected to conductor 2 in the end connection. Okay, now it has to be placed here. This will form full pitch coil. This will form a full pitch coil. Okay, now if the coil span between the 2 coil sides is exactly 180 degrees. Okay, now when a positive half cycle is induced in this conductor, at the same time negative half cycle is induced in this conductor, because it is in opposite polarity. Okay, so this type of winding is called as full pitch winding. This type of winding is known as full pitch winding. Okay, now instead of placing it here, if I place in a slot before this, that is called short pitch winding. Okay, that is called short pitch winding. Okay, so what is pitch factor gives us is for a full pitched coil span is equal to 180 degrees electrical or 360 by number of poles mechanical. Okay, so how many number of poles are there? There are 4 poles. 360 by 4, exactly 90 degrees. Now what is the angle between this and this? 90 degrees. Angle between this and this? 90 degrees. Angle between this and this will be 90 degrees. Okay, if this condition is satisfied, then that kind of winding is called full pitch winding. Then what is short pitch winding? Okay, short pitch winding or fractional pitch winding coil or winding is coil span is less than 180 degrees electrical and it is less than 360 by number of poles mechanical. It is exactly equal to 180 and 360 by P, it is full pitch. If it is less than that, it is short pitch. Okay. Then generally we don't go for full pitch winding. If we go for short, because again with full pitch winding we get harmonics, the induced EMF will not be sinusoidal, so we go for short pitch winding. So instead of placing one coil side here, okay, I will place before. Suppose I will place this coil side here. Okay. So this become short pitch coil. This become short pitch coil. Okay. By how much? By one slot. That becomes a short pitch coil by one slot. Okay. So if I use short pitch coil, then I should be using pitch factor. Okay. Then what is pitch factor? Pitch factor is again pitch factor Kp is again the ratio of EMF induced in short pitch coil EMF induced in short pitch coil to EMF induced in full pitch coil. Okay, and this Kp is also given by the EMF induced in short pitch coil is always again the vector sum. Okay, it is always again the vector sum because they fall under the same pole, and the EMF induced in the same pole is always vector sum. Okay, so vector sum or vector sum of EMF divided by algebraic sum of EMFs. So this Kp will be again always less than or equal to 1. This Kp is always less than or equal to 1 and is given by Kp is equals to cos of beta by 2. Kp is equals to cos of beta by 2, where beta is short pitch angle. Beta is short pitch angle. Okay, so if short pitch angle is 0, cos 0 is 1, it means it is a full pitch coil. Okay, so if there is no short pitch, now see there is an angle difference between I will draw only this part, I will rub other things. So it is creating a, now you understood under north pole and under south pole. Now I will rub this north pole and these poles, the things will be more clear. Okay, I will take only one conductor and one coil. Now, instead of placing the coil side of conductor in this slot, if I place in this slot, there will be a angle beta. Okay, if I place one slot short by this slot, beta will be equal to 1 alpha. If I place two slots shorter by this slot, beta will be equal to 2 alpha. So as many number of slots I short, those many slot angles are included in the beta. So this is the short pitch coil and pitch factor. Okay, when I introduce pitch factor and distribution factor in EMF equation, the EMF equation is so EMF equation of synchronous generator with distributed short pitch winding is E is equals to 2.22 F 5 Z Kp into Kd volts, or E is equals to 4.44 F 5 T Kp Kd volts, where Kp pitch factor, which is equals to cos of beta by 2, where beta is short pitch angle, okay, and Kd distribution factor, and Kd is equals to sin n alpha by 2 divided by n sin alpha by 2, okay, where n is slots per pole per phase and alpha is slot angle. Okay, so this is all about the EMF induced in an alternator and EMF equation of an alternator or synchronous generator. Interchangeably we call them. Okay, so this is the, I think, almost an end of analytical part of the synchronous generators. We need to see look into the